Happy Thanksgiving. I'm a child. And I'm a man. I'm 18. I get confused every day. 18. I just don't know what to say. Hi, folks. How you is? What it was. It's Tuesday. It's a filthy Tuesday. 2 days before Thanksgiving. One of my favorite holidays. And football. Actually, can you imagine Lions? Bears. But when's the last time the Lions were 9 or 10-1, whatever the fuck they are on the Thanksgiving? Huh? Isn't that amazing, folks? Tremendous. It's a dangerous situation. Yeah, so you got, I think they have like 3 games on Thanksgiving, usually.
Yeah, let's see what they got.
Let's see. I know Detroit and Chicago. I think there's a couple, or I know they want to have one on Black Friday. Maybe that's taken the place of, but they usually have 3. I know that last year I went 3-0, I think, in the picks.
So we've got Bears and Lions.
Yeah.
Giants, Cowboys.
Ooh.
Dolphins, Packers.
Wow. 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. Dolphins have got their shit together again. It's one of the few I had right. Picked them against the Pats. Yeah, then you get Black Friday. That's
Raiders, Chiefs.
Raiders, Chiefs. That was a good game in 1972. It really was. That was a bitter, you guys, you young guys, that was a bitter rivalry. It was almost like Raiders Steelers back then. But the Chiefs and the Raiders, for some reason, did not get along. You can Google, I don't know, Chiefs, Raiders, 70s brawls. They would fight like a hockey team. I remember Len Dawson, my hero, quarterback for the Chiefs, getting sacked, and some guy, I think they called him Stork, Ted Hendrickson. He's just like that Crosby guy today, or Cosby. You know the guy that's all tattooed on the Raiders, who's tremendous, outside rusher? He was just like that guy. And he was already down, and fucking the Stork comes in, spears him in the back, and does a somersault on him. And just the whole hell broke loose. I mean, he was down for like 2 minutes. This guy comes, like the Raiders used to play. I've mentioned this many times. They actually went to court after the Raiders played the Steelers in a playoff game. They had to go to court like a year later. And Chuck Noll is on the stand, and the lawyer goes, do you have a criminal element on your team? And he goes, I would say yes. I would say yes. They were, the Raiders and them were just filled with fucking, Mel Blount was a motherfucker, but the Raiders were the filthiest. They would pop you in the face and forearms to the head. Jack Tatum is just a fucking killer. Lyle Alzado wasn't even there yet. He came in the later 70s. But, oh, my God. You got to read the book. They Call Me Assassin. I think it was in that book. I've read a bunch of Raiders books from the 70s. This is a type of camp John Madden ran. Cliff Branch went out for a pass. This is during camp practice, and Stable overthrew him by like 5 feet. Sits on his helmet, and he tells the ball boy to bring him his cigarettes. It lights up a cigarette. Dr. Death, Skip Thomas, was a cornerback, I believe, had a motorcycle. He tried jumping cars in the parking lot during camp, ended up in the hospital missing camp. You understand that shaped a lot of me? It's weird. I so much so I brought it up at my dad's when I was doing his eulogy. I brought up the Raiders. Fucking priest is looking at me. You a jerk. Fucking guy did not like me. We already went over that. Supposedly banned from the dead circuit. I think my mother said I can do, but they cleared it up. I'm not going to speak again. My sisters can do my mom. You know? Anyways, that killed 5 minutes. What are you having? Having pumpkin pie? Dressing? Why do we call it stuffing and the South calls it dressing and the West calls it shitting? Let's get started, shall we? 2 años. That's the headline. How you say años? This made me get a lump in my throat. And this, after all the talk about when Trump was president, how cruel his border policies were, separating family. Do you know there's 300,000 children that they don't know where they are? I'm not making that up. You can Google it. You can think about that. Never happened under fucking Trump. A tiny 2-year-old migrant girl who was I'll repeat that, 2-year-old girl was picked up at the U.S. border clutching a piece of paper with a name and phone number scrawled on it. Told cops she was there to find her parents. A tragic video shows the parents, that's right, Kim Kardashian and any black guy. That's where she was headed. No, if this doesn't give you a lump in your throat, you're dead inside. Check this out.
A 2-year-old arriving here alone with nothing but a slip of paper with 2 names on it. Listen to this.
Venezuela, mamá. Venezuela. ¿Sí? ¿Qué tantos años tienes? 2 años. ¿No vienes con tu mamá y tu papá? ¿No? ¿Venezuela? ¿Para
By
dónde vas, mamá?
yourself? Where are you going?
¿Dónde están?
My mom, papi.
¿Estados Unidos?
Estados Unidos. 2 years old. What kind of fucking culture, anyways? I mean, I know the drug cartel, whatever, you want to get your kids across. What kind of fucking culture do you guys have? Holy shit. The child from El Salvador, clad in a bright pink jacket, was among a group of more than 200 illegal immigrants, including 60 unaccompanied minors, detained after crossing the border into Maverick County, Texas on Sunday. Fucking imagine.
It's just so ridiculous.
This is a stark example of the precarious journey these children make from their home country and how criminal organizations traffic these children across the southern border and further into the interior, Lieutenant Chris Oliveris said in a post on X. Regardless of political views, he said, it is unacceptable for any child to be exposed to dangerous criminal trafficking networks. In a separate video, cops filmed dozens of underage migrants standing in rows as they rattled off their ages and where they had traveled from. It comes as well over 529,000 migrant kids have entered the U.S. under the Biden administration, who's known for their compassion and their love. And let me tell you, the left is the most phony fucking, everything they project, everything they say about the right and how cold and evil and intolerant, everything. It's all projection. It's all them. The latest Customs and Border Protection data show. Meanwhile, a shocking report released in August revealed that the Biden-Harris, hey, do you notice douchebag Kamala hasn't shown her face? Biden spoke yesterday at some saying goodbye to his donors, had a big dinner and friends and whatever the fuck. She wasn't even there. She's on vacation in the Caribbean or something. Can you imagine? This turned out so good. The Biden-Harris administration has lost track, get this, of more than 320,000 migrant children who crossed the border without parents. Nice going, Joe.
Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!
What a piece of garbage. And his wife's there saying all nice shit about Joe yesterday. It's amazing I watched what you accomplished in the last 4 years. Holy fucking shit. Did you see that clip today? You didn't, Mrs. Biden? It's empty. Do you believe it? All they talked about was how cruel Trump's policies were. And holy moly. I love the new guy, Tom Homan. Is there a way to deport these without breaking up families? Yeah, deport the whole fucking family. Put them in a nice fucking caravan. I mean, like a Dodge Caravan with air conditioning and shit. Oh, my God. 2 years old. What do you do with her? I guess there's a number on it. They called and you know who answered, right? Lindsey Graham. I don't know. He doesn't like little girls. I couldn't think of Anthony Weiner. Somebody, just grab a Democrat on the left. They're all into that shit. Oh, Nick, that's... Can you imagine? Let's move on to some more kind of related stuff, because I don't know whether this guy was in the country illegally or not, but when you read the article, you sort of take away that he might have been here 5 minutes and doesn't know the road rules and, you know. Welcome to hell. A New York man was arrested this month after allegedly causing a car crash last year. I don't even remember hearing this one, that killed his niece and 3 nephews when he slowed down to take photos of the Welcome to Florida sign at the state border. The children were 14, 12, and 10 years old. Marvin Redondo Funes. I remember saying to you guys a year ago, every story you're going to read, I said in 3 or 4 years is going to be all Hispanic names. Well, I was off by 3 years. Yeah. Marvin Redondo Funes, 25, is facing 4 counts of aggravated manslaughter of a child and driving with a license suspended or revoked, causing great bodily injury, the Florida Highway Patrol said in an ex-post. Redondo Funes drove his girlfriend and the 4 children from New York to Florida, finally crossing the Georgia-Florida border around 4 a.m. on July 1st of 2023, according to the criminal complaint. As they entered the state, excuse me, the genius, Redondo Funes, allegedly slowed the car to just 1 or 2 miles per hour to take a clear photo of the Welcome to Florida sign. I did that once on a highway. I thought it looked like a dead hooker in the breakdown lane. And she looked pretty good. So, but there was nobody behind me. I checked. A car coming up behind him this is 4 a.m. He didn't see his vehicle slowing down and plowed into the back of Redondo's car at full speed, right where the 4 kids were sitting, according to FHP officials. Police arrested Redondo Funes back in Nueva York. See how I did that? That's what they do, the newscasters. They kick up that Spanish they learned. And extradited him to Florida on November 2nd. He remains in a Nassau County jail on $270,000 bond and is expected to make his first court appearance on December 6th. Oh, I'm sure he'll be right there. Can you imagine slowing down? And I'm reading in the comments, it made me so mad. One guy goes, well, it's sort of the guy's fault that hit him. Why didn't he see him? Can you fucking imagine? Why? Because it's 4 a.m. You're on a highway and you're doing probably, 4 a.m, you're probably doing 75, 80, if not more. And if something is almost stationary, you're going to come up on it in a second. It's that easy, you fucking retard. And license suspended, unrevoked, whatever the fuck. I'm sure he was insured to the fucking max, right? Diversity is our strength. Diversity is our strength. Inclusion, blah, 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 blah. What a big fucking lie. Again, my first album, Born This Way, I'm screaming on stage. Diversity's our biggest strength. It's a fucking lie. Again, 1992. Hate to brag, but was way ahead of the curve. And look what it did for my career. It really sent me to the top in Hollywood. Fucking cocksuckers. I sound like Paulie Walnuts when he's in Italy. He's out there in the morning, sitting by the ocean, having and he looks over, and there's like a bunch of Italian guys, and he goes, Commendatore. And they don't say anything, they just give him a dirty look. He goes, fucking cocksuckers. And one of the guys in the scene was David Chase, giving him the dirty look. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. Let's move on to Blue Skies Ahead. What the hell does that mean? Well, there's a new platform. It's sort of the left-wing X or Twitter. It's called Blue Sky. Just by the name, again, just by the name, you want to shit blood on these people. Blue sky, pink butterflies, and yellow tits. MSNBC Morning Joe co-host, speaking of tits, Mika Brzezinski, said how did her fucking father produce such an idiot? I mean, he was like a brilliant guy. Brzezinski, foreign council relation, whatever the fuck it was. He founded that and a whole bunch of, he wasn't really a good guy, one of those Bilderberg scumbags that control the planet. Mika Brzezinski said she'll no longer post on X. Oh boy, should I jerk off now or later, said the world. Complaining she has become a punching bag. No, you're a douchebag. On the Elon Musk-owned social media platform and saying she will instead migrate to its more left-friendly rival. That's what we need, another left-wing outlet where they can... Blue Sky.
Your tears are so yummy and sweet. Oh, the tears of unfathomable sadness. Yummy, yummy, you guys.
Brzezinski has come under fire alongside her husband and co-host Shit Magoo Joe Scarborough, hillbilly-eyed freak. That guy's the creepiest of them all. He is the creepiest of them all. I swear to God, if you broke his head open, just springs and fuses, and he creeps me the fuck out. The guy was once a Republican congressperson. Who the fuck got to him? What kind of skeletons in that jerk-off's closet? For meeting with President-elect Donald Trump, their fans got mad because, they were calling Trump a fascist and a threat to the Republic. She posted what she said would be her final message on her X account over the weekend. I've decided to take my own life before you guys take it for me. That's not what she said. She said, I've decided to leave X. I love how these people think they're important and anybody gives a fuck. But I'd love to keep the conversation going. Yeah, you would? Not on my platform, you won't. Show us your tits. Nick, that's uncalled for. No, it isn't. She's got big bags of fun. 57-year-old Brzezinski wrote that on Friday, and I said to her,
You need to shut the fuck up.
Brzezinski said she was trying to think through it. Oh, that must have been painful. Holy shit, don't think too hard. And that people were scared, disoriented, fearful of the future. And I think just for a quick moment, I might be the punching bag for that. Boy, you're not too self-involved, huh? You think the fucking world revolves around you. You think you're the punching bag for... Why do you think that? 11 people were watching your show. What are you talking about? Oh, maybe on Twitter you are, because now we have some sanity over there. She says, join me on Blue Sky. Okay.
Bye-bye, dickhead.
Join me on Blue Sky. Oh, my God. I want to make a difference. What do they talk about? Ever think about that? What do they talk about at dinner at home in their private time? What do they have to say? I mean, Scarborough's probably like, oh, my God, she's a fucking moron. What the hell? That was an email from Tommy. Nick in Dallas, please find a read for my... Yeah, whatever. We woke him up out of his nap. I haven't talked to my manager in about a month. He's really involved in the show. You know why? He's got 19 businesses going. This is like a fucking hobby for him. Gonna have to have a heavy talk with him come January. Let's move on to some other stupid horse shit. And now for something completely different. And here's a little change up Dallas threw in there for you. This is Dallas's idea of a light story. If history has taught us anything, it's how utterly terrible the punishments for crimes were back in the day. Yeah, you know what? There also was a lot of law and order. People behaving themselves. You've got here's one. This one, and I had heard of this one already. My dad tried to do this. He threw me in a smoker. It's called, you've got the brazen bull torture device. Look at this, folks, which was created in ancient Greece, approximately 600 to 560 BCE. What's the E for? Before Christ exited? The contraption was made out of bronze and built to resemble an animal, a bull. Oh my God, oh my goodness. A door on one side would welcome in the perpetrator while, welcome in. What do you think? Like you're going into Walmart? Hi, how are you? Where are the bronze bulls? Right next garden section. Welcome in the perpetrator while a fire was lit inside. What do you mean inside? Underneath it. Why did they say inside? This is AI shit. You fucking. Well, a fire was lit inside. Underneath is what they meant. Same thing. That's the other thing I see on the news now. A lot of not illegals, but migrants, people who haven't learned our language yet, or poor neighborhoods. They could be even Americans, but they, instead of saying, yeah, he fell on the ground, they go, he fell on the floor. It's a fucking, find the difference. Although with your house, it probably is mud. Nick, that's horrible. Ah, suck it. Leaving the person to roast to death as the metal heated up around him.
Hello?
Opens the door.
Hello?
10 minutes later. Think about that. It's copper. Copper? Bronze. Bronze. And they put you, basically, why they had to, just to rub it in, they shaped it like a bowl. It could have just been a pot with a lid on it. They make it like a bowl, and the smoke comes out of the bull's mouth. That was clever.
They also have a little device that you can hear the sounds coming out of the bull's mouth, and it would be this creepy sound coming out.
Of the what? The person screaming at them?
Yeah.
What do they have, Mr. Microphone back then? Like those playing thing for the kids, and the bull went, ah! Then you got the more, this one was very common, a local method of torture known as the rack. We ain't talking about titties here, unfortunately. Before I go on, folks, boy, it caught up on me. If you guys want to see the rest of my show, Louder with Crowder, and all the content on Rumble Premium, click on the link in the description. If you haven't converted from locals yet, there is a second link showing you how to do that. You can subscribe for $9.99 a month or $89 annually if you use my promo code MUGCLUB. That's one word, MUGCLUB. Okay? And real quick, I got one date pushing February 20th, Bricktown Comedy Club, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay? And later on, we're going to tell you about the death of Woke University. Oh, yeah. It's Georgia taking the, right? Georgia's passing a bunch of laws that's going to wipe wokeness off at schools at all levels.
Hi, good night, everybody.